is July 25th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. Wow, July 25th, it's the shank of summer, and I am glad to be back home. Earlier this week, I spent 5 days in Phoenix, Arizona. A lovely town, but literally too hot to touch. The average temperature there was 115 degrees, making it so hot that little kids didn't sell lemonade on the sidewalk, they fried eggs. In the meantime, in Washington, D.C., our president is currently trying to push through his health care reform bill in much the same manner that he pushed through the stimulus package. I think what we have here is a compulsive shopper. Somebody please cut up his credit card. But since they say laughter is the best medicine, here is the Friday Funnies version of healthcare reform, absolutely free. In Mission Viejo, California, that's where our first story takes place, a man walked into a Claim Jumper restaurant, big chain out there, and ordered a bowl of French onion soup. Well, when his soup arrived and he started eating it, he found something besides the onions and the croutons and the cheese. He found a condom. A condom, that's right. Nobody in the kitchen knows where it came from or how it got into his soup, but the customer was irate, and holding it up, he said, "Hey, if I would have wanted ribs, I'd have ordered ribs." All right, 2 stories this week concerning dentistry. Both of them take place in Florida. The first one in Winter Park, Florida, a dentist is being sued for dropping tools down the throat of one of his patients. Dr. Wesley Myers dropped an implant screwdriver and a little tiny wrench down the throat of 90-year-old Charles Gall Jr., and he wasn't happy about it. But then, to add insult to injury, when Dr. Myers tried to retrieve them with the tweezers, a red light went off and a buzzer sounded. Meanwhile, in Naples, Florida, officials there have arrested a woman for performing dentistry in her garage. She doesn't have a license or anything, but passes the savings on to her customers. She does have a lot of tools in her garage and a big chair, and thus far, to her credit, has not dropped any tools down the throat of a patient. Granted, her tools are Black & Deckers and probably wouldn't fit. And just for the record, a soldering iron is not the future of modern dentistry. Talk about being all dressed up and no place to go. 13 astronauts are currently on board the space shuttle, a beautiful space shuttle that usually has 2 functioning toilets. But one of them got clogged up, forcing all 13 astronauts to use one toilet. Now, they can't call a plumber because between the service charge and the fees, it's completely out of the budget and not covered by the stimulus package. So the astronauts have been told to either fix the toilet themselves or to go outside. And finally, the return of a popular Friday Funnies feature, News from Around the World. This story takes us to Warburton, Australia, 950 miles northeast of Perth, which is southwest of Warburton. Over there, a man was sniffing gasoline. We don't know why, if it was a hobby or he was doing it to get a buzz or just there was a bad smell in the room he was trying to avoid, but his family got very concerned and they called the police. Now, when the police arrived, this man started running, charging towards them, and they ordered him to stop, and he wouldn't stop, and so they tasered him. See, we have a man filled with gasoline fumes meeting an electric shock. And kablooey! Another shrimp on the Barbie. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Remember, to avoid sunstroke in the hot weather, you can print out these Friday Funnies and use them as a snappy hat. Yet another item on our healthcare reform. I'll see you next week.